We should be pulling up the little doodad on my phone.
You look live.
All right, dope. We live. Hi, everyone. The tweets will be going out while Bob tells the story, and I get us started on uh,
Yeah, so
hopefully finally finishing this temple.
I was telling Jordan that I've got a very long day tomorrow because tomorrow is free RPG day.
Whoop, whoop.
Um, so we have a couple of friends coming to the house early tomorrow so that we can leave around 8 to drive up to Glen Burnie, Maryland
For
to
games and stuff.
games and stuff. And then from like 11 to 3, there's like a cyberpunk session that we're going to be part of.
Oh, that's dope.
And then we get like an hour's break for lunch. Probably going to go to the dope ass Mexican place across the street. Um,
Hi, Natara.
hey, it's Natara.
Doesn't
Hey,
have the sound on,
gamers.
so she can't hear any of the story, or they can't hear any of the story that's going on. Uh,
Um,
but they want us to know that they are here.
and speaking of the latest Dimension 20 series, the afternoon session we're doing is we're all trying Vampire for the first time.
Oh, nice. The
Yeah.
the uh, the newest
It's
iteration.
just there's Vampire. Sign up. So we signed up.
Hmm. I have Vampire the Masquerade rulebook because I got a really good deal on on like a collection of the Vampire the Masquerade
Mhm.
LARPing rules, and it comes with just like the base rulebook for the game. And I think I have the edition that came after it, Vampire the. I'm blanking on what it was. Um, Reckoning. I think Reckoning was Werewolf, but whatever. It's
Yeah.
the edition after that, and then now they have a new
I
edition.
think it's still just Vampire the Masquerade. It's just referred to as Vampire now.
Mm.
Um, or
I've
whatever.
watched I've watched a little bit of the L.A. by Night, which uses
Yeah.
the newest iteration of Vampire.
Oh,
Um,
oh, mate, the Dimension 20 series. Oh, they they yeah, that's the thing.
we are co-op on.
Because as you can imagine, Dimension Vampire the Masquerade being set in the world of darkness tends to attract some very um we'll call them passionate people.
Yes.
And they like their vampire a certain way. And then 7 improv comedians go play it. As you can imagine, in, I've been invited to play a game.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, as you can imagine, it's not gone down brilliantly in some circles of the vampire community.
Oh, I can imagine. Um, it's. I made a really snarky comment, and I think the argument kept flowing over the discussion, so I kind of got ignored on it, which I'm happy for.
Hmm.
But the 11th edition of Warhammer 40k came
Yeah,
out over the weekend, and
my box is sitting about 10 feet to my right.
there are some very mixed feelings in the flags, our friendly local game shop, um,
Oh, yeah.
about 11th edition, and
What about it specifically?
they don't have anything specific. It is the comment I made was I have never met bigger bunch of grognards than Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer fans. That if it's not my specific favorite edition of the game, rubble row,
Oh,
wave safe
fuck
stuff.
right off.
Um, because that's what all of the people in the the chat channels from the friendly local game store are just like, it's not 8th edition, it's not 3rd edition, it's not 10th edition, rabble, rabble, rabble.
Right, but you get that with every time a new edition is out, right? Like,
Mm.
you would probably get that if, like, second edition of Star Wars Shatterpoint came out, right? And they changed some rules that people really liked.
Yeah.
It's, like, it's not a...
In
I
our...
don't think that's exclusive to D&D
It's
and
not... You're right.
like,
It's
there's
not...
wrestling fans that do the same. Like,
It's just...
this is not the Attitude Era, so it's bad.
Oh, God, I forgot about that because I haven't talked to anyone about wrestling where that's been their opinion in the longest time.
It's not Star Trek the original series, so it's bad.
So you get more, it's not Star Trek The Next Generation, so it's bad.
This Star Trek has women kissing in it. It's bad.
Yeah, it is, yeah, just a lot of old men shaking fists at clouds about...
This Star Wars has a child falling in love with an older woman in it. It's bad. This Star Wars is designed for the exact same age demographic the first ones were aimed for. Not for me. Therefore, it's bad.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, you were never the target demographic for the Phantom Menace. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was just... It's just been amusing watching all the discussion, the discourse of rebel.
The best
round.
part is the rules aren't the rules aren't all out yet.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing one thing I don't like about this edition of 40K. I'll be honest with you, and it's nothing to do with the edition itself. It's the fact that you are putting out a tabletop war game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, admittedly, they did this with 10th and with 9th as well, from what I can tell. But I wasn't around for the launch of those, so I can't talk to it personally. There's going to be a day one patch kind of thing, like a day one errata.
Yeah.
I'm like, then you clearly didn't fucking playtest your game enough. Fucking chuds.
I think that's been one of my things when people have asked if I wanted to come out and play try any 11th. I think my thing has been like, do we know fully how the game works and how the army I have will work within it?
No, and you won't know that till the rules come out.
And they're like,
bear in mind what came out on the 20th was the special edition. The edition isn't technically out until the core rulebook releases on the 27th, from what I can tell.
So tomorrow. That's
So then we'll get all of the actual, like, because like the army I play, there's a huge question mark with them, with the Necrons, because they've changed the way that certain reanimations work. But a lot of the reanimation rules reference the 10th edition rule book. They don't just give you the rule. They go, as seen in the 10th edition rule book.
Yeah, that's like... I don't know.
And that's just the sort of thing that you just like an errata or like a... You know what I mean?
Yeah. In my mind, it just feels like a 3-year rotation for pushing out new book product feels really fast.
Not really. It feels really fast if you are a person that doesn't play the game, right?
That's
So imagine like I'm trying to think of a good equivalency sort of. Take WoW for example, right?
mm-hmm.
You say to anyone in any game system, "Oh, uh, WoW has an 8-week patch cycle," right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds ridiculously fast. Like new content every 8 weeks, right? But it's very specific content that comes out every 8 weeks, right? Like take for example, Orc players in 40k. They're going to get a codex real soon because they're in the main box, right?
Yep.
And then they won't have anything really targeted at them for 3 years. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get
So
that. I get that.
it's relevant. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that like 3 years is a very quick turnaround cycle for an edition because it absolutely is. But at the same time, not everyone is getting con- content during those 3 years. They'll update they'll put out a rule book occasionally that's like, oh, this is the 500 worlds rule book, which will have rules that will affect every army in it or something like that, right? Like new
Mm-hmm.
detachments. But take for example, again, I'll use the orc example, right? There's a bunch of orc stuff coming out now, but then there likely won't be another orc thing come out for at least another like year and a half. And even then it'll be like one or two models, maybe a kill team, maybe a new detachment or something. So it's weird, right? So 3 years is a very short time for a turnaround per edition, but at the same time, if you are not in the release window of your army, you aren't getting content for another year and a half, 18 months, 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
It's the weird thing about having. Now, if you were talking about something like they were putting out new armies every fucking 2 weeks or whatever, like some of these gacha games do, then yeah, I completely agree. But it's just weird in the way you look at it, you know? So yeah, 3 years per edition is a short turnaround, but because the way they do it, like on a per army basis, then it's I totally see what you're going for. Like, sorry, I cut you off there.
No, no,
Just
no. It's just I guess like I get what you're saying in that if you're not in it doing it regularly, it may feel like a very fast turnaround. And I was just thinking and reflecting on um, the
you want to know what's insane?
hmm.
Magic,
Yeah, that's just saying yes.
right? You play Magic, you cannot talk about a short turnaround for 40k because something comes out from Magic every like month or so,
Yeah,
and it is for every player. It is not for the Necron players or the black players or the white players. It is for everybody. There's a new set every fucking I feel like every time I wake up in the morning, there's like new spoilers for the next set,
Yeah,
and the current set's not even fucking out yet.
they are ridiculous with how fast paced they put out product, uh, and not just product, but new content product.
Yeah,
Compared to a lot of other things that are out there. And they are obscenely fast, which is part of why I've gotten out of keeping up
like
with a lot of it, and I do cubes at home. I do cubes at home where we've
yeah, I
curated
bought
our own stuff.
I bought the Turtles Commander deck, right?
Oh, 100%.
And
I would have pegged like turtles. Bob is getting at least the four turtles commander
no,
deck.
it's one deck.
Right. It's
It's one deck called Heroes in a Half Shell, and then I'll probably go real hard on Star Trek. I'm not gonna lie.
I've already pre-ordered one of everything for Star Trek.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try and get good cards of all of my favorite crews, and then maybe go around and get people to sign them at cons.
That would be dope.
Speaking of which, um, I've started watching season 3 of Strange New Worlds finally
Mm-hmm.
because I had a little bit of inspiration. I met Melissa Navia at a convention on Sunday, um, who plays Erica Ortegas.
She flies the ship.
She flies the ship. And the convention was super quiet. So when we went up to talk to her, um, we ended up talking to her for like 90 minutes.
Dope.
Um, and we just started chatting about everything. And I was telling her about how when I saw Scotty show up in the season 2 finale, I literally threw my hands in the air and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake." And she said, "Thank you." And then we had a bit of a bitch about how they're bringing in all of the original crew so quickly, and how I want to see the Strange New Worlds crew. I don't want to see
Yeah.
TOS crew. I want to see the TOS crew. I'll go watch TOS.
Like I don't
And she
mind.
really appreciated that. Like I don't mind Uhura and I don't mind Spock because they were part of the crew at the beginning of the show, right?
Mm,
And I don't mind Mabenga, even though he was only in like 1 or 2 episodes of TOS, right? Because the version of Mabenga and Chapel that we're getting are very different from TOS. I don't mind that at all because again, they were all there at the beginning of Strange New Worlds, and I want to see the Strange New Worlds crew. I don't want to see incorrect Jim Kirk and
where is our nerdy version of Jim Kirk? Where is our nerdy
well,
Jim Kirk?
we have a nerdy Kirk. He's in this show. And I pointed out to Melissa, like they've got the Kirk brothers backwards.
Yeah.
Like historically, Jim was the SWAT and the brother was the womanizer. It even says so in TOS.
Yeah. I don't.
But yeah, we spoke for a good like, and I got to chat with Bonnie Gordon for a while as well.
Nice.
We started chatting about Muppets and voice acting work, and
Yeah, when you said you got to meet her, I was that was a very exciting moment for me because, like I mentioned, I enjoyed the few episodes I've had a chance to really get into on with Shield of Tomorrow, which was a Geek and Sundry actual play of
The Mephidius Star Trek, right?
yeah, the Mephidius Star Trek show game system, and the a show from a while ago that I absolutely enjoyed, as campy and cheesy and silly as it was called um, The Quest, which I think was on CBS originally, and
I do need to warn you, it just started thundering here, so
well,
I think that was thunder. So if I disappear suddenly, you know why.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead about the quest.
So it was like a it was a competition reality show, but set with like this whole deep fantasy lore, deep fantasy storyline that the
Yeah.
people in it were doing these physical challenges associated with having to defend the castle from the evil Dark Lord coming to take the you know, destroy all light. And
Yeah.
Bonnie was on it and ended up partnering very early on with one of the guys who was a high school math teacher, but he was
Yeah.
like the one guy who wasn't like super jockey
Yeah.
about things. Like there were seven women and five guys on the show, and four of the five guys were all like, "Yeah, I read fantasy, but I'm also like an MMA fighter. Yeah, I do. I like watching Lord of the Rings, but I also am a competitive horseback rider and practicing becoming a jouster for dinner theater, aka medieval times."
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there's one guy who's the biggest of all the guys. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a math teacher. I like reading fantasy novels in my spare time." And they just had this really fun brother sister dynamic because they ended up being roommates, because obviously it was an uneven split.
Yeah.
So like there's a challenge where Bonnie they have to run carrying like inside of like cages that they've been captured in, and Bonnie like trips and falls, and big math teacher dude gets to the end. He's like, "Wait, where's Bonnie? Oh, she fell back there, and you left her." Well, we had to finish the race. And he just runs through and like breaks her
Not
cage
on
open.
my watch.
Breaks her cage open with his bare hands and like yeets it into the forest. He's like, "Get the out of here!" It's like, "Aw, Patrick."
Oh, Bobola.
Like if I just need a background show for while I'm uh, doing character design stuff for TTRPG, or I'm
Yeah.
doing any of my painting on minis or whatever,
Yeah.
it's either DS9 or I just throw on the Quest where it doesn't, where it's just silliness, background silliness.
So I've been watching a lot of TV recently, but not new TV.
I've been rebinging
So,
Stargate.
oh, have you?
Yeah, I had forgotten how much like plot and lore important top points that are important to how the series develops and they resolve all
Yeah,
the
they're like
problems.
they established early on.
Yeah, they established in the first two seasons of like, here are the Tok'ra, here's the device that removes Gua'uld, and here are the Asgard, and the ancients are the gate builders, and it's like, oh, this is like any show made in like the past decade, they would have revealed all that would have been stuff that they would have slow burned and like shown us like 4 seasons in, and then the show would have been canceled by season 5.
Yeah.
SG1 came out at a time where they were doing 24 episode seasons,
Yeah.
and they put all the important stuff in the first 2 seasons, and it went on for 8 seasons plus 2. Where did I see someone refer to it like that? The 8 seasons plus 2. I can't remember.
First thing I ever saw referred to like that was Buffy. It was 4 seasons plus 1. Or no, 6 seasons plus 1. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people who like them some Buffy aren't that impressed with season 7.
And that's where most of the people stand with seasons 9 and 10 of Stargate SG-1. But I kind of latch into the thinking of that because there's such a severe shift in like what the core casting is. Like the team SG-1 is radically overhauled for seasons 9 and 10 because they thought they were done at season 8, and then whatever television company had them was like, haha, surprise, we want 2 more seasons. Like, well, all these people
doesn't it basically become the cast of Farscape at one point? Like it's like Ben Browder and Claudia Black and
yes, no, those are the two. Those are the Jack O'Neill and the Samantha Carter, basically, of SG-1 for the last 2 seasons.
So there's no Jack O'Neill or Samantha Carter.
Well, Jack O'Neill is promoted to
overall
command because Don S. Davis dies in real life, and General Hammond dies, and Jack O'Neill is promoted, and Carter, now Major Carter, I can't remember if she gets promoted to Colonel or not in that window, but she's busy cleaning up the pieces at Area 51, and making sure that Area 51 is
so
not...
You mean Warehouse 13?
Yeah.
Sorry. Just referencing Amanda Tapping. So yeah, speaking of that, one of the old shows I've been watching is NCIS LA.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm making my mission to watch all of NCIS at this point. So I've made my way through JAG, right?
You did,
which was... Go ahead.
You didn't start with Wings? Wasn't Wings the first?
JAG was the first show.
All right.
So JAG was the first show. And then in season 8, NCIS spins out of JAG. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in, say, season 7 or so, LA spins out of NCIS. But I've seen, like, seasons 1 through 13 odd of NCIS already.
Mm.
So what I'm doing is I'm gonna... So I've gone through all 10 seasons of JAG. That was an experience. Sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's really bad. And now I'm 7.5-ish seasons into NCIS LA. And I've already watched all of NCIS New Orleans. So then, once I'm done with LA, which is another like 7-ish seasons, I'll just have Hawaii, Australia, the 2 seasons of Origins that there are, and the 10 odd seasons of original NCIS I've not seen yet to go.
And then don't forget the Tony and Ziva spinoff.
I've seen that already, but I wouldn't call it an NCIS show.
Gotcha. I yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Jag like. I feel like I watched some Jag in my youth with my dad,
Yeah,
but he was always more of an NCIS guy, mostly
yeah,
because at the time he was working at Navy Yard. Like the
yeah,
office for the company he was contracted with was at Navy Yard.
yeah.
So that was just a fun little tie-in. And then LA came out with Cool J,
LL
right?
Cool J.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we both enjoyed watching. Like that. That was just like I don't think we ever like TiVoed it, but if we were happened to be at home in time to watch it, we would watch it. ER and Crossing Jordan and
so apparently, LL Cool J's character is coming back for NCIS New York,
interesting.
which would which is interesting. Um, but yeah, like season one of NCIS LA is not great. um,
Wins the beard moment.
it's the beginning of season two. So what happens is there's like a season long storyline in spoilers for a nearly 20-year-old show here. So there's a series long storyline in season one where about halfway through the season, one of the members of the team gets kidnapped by terrorists.
Mm,
And in the finale, they find him and he is killed. Right?
mm,
Now, along the way, so the first thing that needs to be established is NCIS LA is very different from NCIS normal because they are the Office of Special Projects, which means they do a lot of undercover work, right?
yeah,
Um, and so in
they're more like
in sorry, go ahead.
they're more like almost like detectives and like you said undercover kind of
It's a much
agents
more action orientated show. Yeah.
versus the police procedural that base NCIS
Yes.
tends to lean into.
Yeah. Sure. Um. So one of the episodes in season one, they're doing some undercover work to find something out, and they run into another undercover person from the LAPD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when this agent dies, they kind of recruit
Is it that the
this
surfer, the sort of surfer vibe?
Marty Deeks.
There we
Yep.
go. I couldn't remember his name, but it's like, is that when they pulled
He
in
is the
Deeks?
best character in NCIS. And that's coming from someone who loves him some Denozo. I love Deeks. He's such a good character. But he comes on full time to the team in season two, and it totally transforms the show. Because a lot of the comedy in season one came from LL Cool J and Chris O'Donnell having like one line banter in the middle of like gunfights and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't working for me. But Deeks comes on and he's a full on sarcastic, like comedy. He's a comedy character. Like he can do comedy. But thankfully, the guy that they've got to play him, Eric Christian Olsen, can also do serious really well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Deeks totally transforms the show. And as the seasons go on, you can see that kind of the writers go, the the audience responded really well to this. Let's lighten up some of the other characters as well. Like Really good.
I remember always really enjoying Hetty. Is that the
Yes.
district the
Yes.
off the chief officer's name?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when Leon, the guy from the DC
Yeah.
office, comes to visit, and their little their little interactions was always a lot of fun.
So in season 5, a character called Owen Granger shows up, who is played by Miguel Ferreira,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and this is why I got onto this topic, because he comes in as this very acerbic character who he's an assistant director of NCIS, so he's like one step below Leon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as the seasons have gone on, he's like mellowed and stuff and started vibing with the team. But I also know that Miguel Ferrara contracts cancer and dies in real life. And I'm wondering how long before that happens on the show, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it can't be long now.
Yeah, it was.
So it's got to be in the next season or so for me, which is I'm gonna be really sad to see Granger go because, well, I didn't like his character at first. Like I said, he NCISLA has some of the most natural character development in it I've seen. From a procedural.
It was interesting for me because I I watched the first season of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians TV show,
Uh-huh.
and obviously obviously the story deal in that one deals with Zeus and his lightning bolt, because that's the big sort of MacGuffin and driving point of the story.
Uh-huh.
But then season 2, book 2 of the story sort of ends with the resurrection of Zeus's daughter as a character to sort of come out and change how the world perceives things and the balance of power and the whole demigod community.
Yeah.
But if I was trying to remember the books. It's been a while since I've read them. I was like, I'm pretty sure that there's some moments between Talia and Zeus where she's supposed to be like, "You're like not a great dad, so I don't know why you care so much about my existence." But of course, Lance Reddick was the actor who played Zeus in the first season.
Yeah.
So when the moments they needed him in the second season, they kind of put him in his god form, which is just glowing light, and nobody can actually directly look at him. So they kind of danced around it. It's like,
I mean, at least there was a way around it.
yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't even think the first season had aired yet when he unfortunately passed for Percy Jackson, which was kind of a big heartbreak for that show.
I imagine.
We have been recently rewatching the best Star Trek to be on TV in the past decade.
Odex?
On TV,
Strange New World.
the Orville, the one that was actually on TV.
Okay.
And it's been kind of fun going back and rewatching it after having gone and sort of cherry picked my way through some Star Trek episodes and some Star Trek Online content and whatnot. Oops, I dropped the King Gnome. So you're just going to go all the way out there.
How you doing with the outside? You nearly done?
I'm nearly done with the front here, but it's
Nice.
it's saying that their entrance wall to my left is 99.9% done. I just can't quite seem to find the spot that it wants me And for our viewers out there who may not know, I made a reference to when Bob was talking about NCIS LA. I asked when was the beard moment, which is trope, plot device
The Riker beard.
that dates back to season 2 of Star Trek: The Next Generation when Jonathan Frakes as Commander William Riker grew a beard, and there was a definite change in sort of quality and direction and whatnot for the show, and it
Oh,
was
in general. Yeah.
played up again with season 2 of Deep Space Nine when Commander Sisko shaved his head and grew a goatee. So, in at least Star Trek fan communities, the Riker's beard is the moment when a show makes a quality shift as one of the central characters grows a beard. Like Murph deciding to paint on a beard. It's probably one of my favorite moments out of Star Trek Prodigy. They go to the Mirror Universe because it's a Star Trek show. They have to do at least an episode in the Mirror Universe. You know?
Yeah.
If they don't have a Mirror Universe moment, is it really a Star Trek show? And they're trying to figure out how to like sneak aboard one of the ships, and they notice that like all the men have these goatees. So the little gelatinous alien decides to dip his hand form into some oil and draws a goatee onto his face so that it looks like he belongs in the Mirror Universe. It now dawns on me that we will probably not get a Mirror Universe episode for Starfleet Academy.
No. Well, they kind of established in Discovery that the Mirror Universe wasn't kind of the Mirror Universe anymore, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When they found the alternate Enterprise.
Something, they're drifting apart so that the crossover may not be able to happen. There'll be a point in time where they will eventually never be able to cross over.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole thing with Empress Georgiou and the Guardian of Forever.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
yeah, I'll be fucked if I can find that.
because now it's doing it on this wall too. I might need to bring the scaffold. See if I can get how close I can get the scaffold in.
That's the scaffolding problem, mate. 'Cause I've been doing it with this thing, like.
Oh, with the Roto.
Yeah.
I will say I have made a recent product discovery that has made my ability and my attention to painting my minis
Uh-huh.
much greater and higher. I'm going to hold an example up to the camera here so you can all see. Army Painter, which makes my favorite brand of speed paints, has
Okay.
speed paint markers. And I've been enjoying the flexibility to just sort of have those in a cup next to me while I'm sitting in the living room or sitting at my desk doing things and not have to set up a whole paint kit and caboodle. So, I went Wednesday night to go play some Legion, which is in its second edition
Uh-huh.
since it's launched. Since we were talking about war game editions earlier, and I actually had a fully colored army for my matchup because I had just sat down with some reds and grays and blues. Alright, there's that one.
You got that wall to ding, did you?
I did not get the wall to ding. I got the outside blue part of the wall to ding.
Ah.
See, that's ceiling. I've been trying my hand again in the wee hours of the morning with some
Mhm.
XCOM Enemy
Oh
Within.
yeah. See the Star Wars XCOM's coming out.
That's kind of why I've been redabbling in the XCOM Enemy Within because I'm excited for the Star Wars one. I think it's super cool that one of the featured alien races in there is an Umbaran.
You like to explain why that's cool?
So the Umbarans were in a season 5, season 6, like 2-3 episode story arc on Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the CGI
Mhm.
animated show, not the short 10-minute versions
Yeah.
by the artist who did Samurai Jack.
Kennedy Grotowski.
Yeah, the canonized stories of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Um, so Umbara is a world like shrouded in night, and it is a they're they're not really with the Separatists. They're just sort of like anti the Republic doing their coming to their planet and trying to
Yeah,
because they don't have battle droids. It's just the Umbarans versus the clones. Um, but it is the moment where you meet probably one of the most vile Jedi Knights in Master Pong Krell, who's the same species of alien as the diner owner from Attack of the Clones that Obi-Wan meets. Um, where Anakin Skywalker has to leave for some reason. Don't remember what's happening parallel to where he has to leave.
Padme was probably on her period.
So he leaves his troops behind with Pong Krell in command, and here you have a Jedi where he doesn't refer to the clones by name. He refers to them by their registration number. And he treats basically. You get a moment of here is the Jedi that doesn't see the clones as people. He sees them as weapons of war. He treats them like you would expect the battle droids to be treated. You know, send this squad into this forest. Sure, it's like a death trap box. I don't care. They go that way. I ordered it. They go that way. And there's a moment in one of the fights where the clones find out that basically because of the way how dark the planet is and how borderline wasteful the orders have been from Pong Krell, they end up fighting each other. So there's a moment where Captain Rex is like standing in the middle of the battlefield, like, take your helmets off. They're clones over there. They're not Umbarans. It's clones. And you find out that basically 2 regiments have just been trying to gun each other down because they think the other side is Umbarans. Yeah, and he gets yeah. Like I said, it's from season 5 or 6 of the Clone Wars, so it's when they're really leaning into the 2-3 episode story arcs and sort of the wear and tear of war on the characters of the galaxy and the people of the galaxy. Like, it's no longer this glamorous thing. There's something deeply wrong about what's happening with the Clone Wars. One of my favorite things to do with the Clone Wars TV show is I go to episode 7, the last 3 episodes of not episode 7 of season 7, the last 3 episodes, and it's fun to try to line up the events of what's happening in those 3 episodes and the events of Revenge of the Sith. Because it's Anakin doesn't feature very highly in season 7 because he's off hunting down General Grievous, and then Obi-Wan's off on Utapau, and Anakin and Obi-Wan end up on Mustafar and Order 66, and so it's a lot of sort of this is what's happening in the clone armies while the events of Revenge of the Sith are going on. Oh, that's right, because the episode opens with they're supposed to be going to help Mandalore resist against Maul, who has taken over as sort of the Lord of Mandalore. But then Anakin can't lead the 501st to do it because the Chancellor has been kidnapped. So at the start of the episode, he's leaving to go rescue the Chancellor and has to leave Ahsoka in charge and going to Mandalore. And then, of course, everything about Revenge of the Sith sort of spirals out, and you're watching what's happening with the people who with Ahsoka and the battalion that's with her. Yeah, season 6 gets real dark because that's when the Order 66 is kind of not cracked, but discovered that oh wait, there's a little something extra inside the clones. I like to tell people when they have questions about, oh, why is it this way in the Star Wars universe about this? It's like, well, there's the solution to answering any of your questions about Star Wars always seems to be consume more Star Wars.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only thing that hasn't quite scratched the itch I really want out of Star Wars is I want a Star Wars Top Gun.
Yeah. If I want anything like that, I want the X-Wing games back.
Ah, yeah. Squadrons didn't quite scratch that itch.
It was close.
It was very close. Squadrons was very close. Alphabet Squadron, it's more of like a special forces thing and, really cool space battles.
Yeah.
But, like, what does the Skittles crew on an Imperial Star Destroyer look like? Just setting up the TIE fighters and sending them out to launch bay. I get a couple scenes out of Andor and the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Where you kind of see the TIE fighters getting ready to launch and go out.
What we need is, rather than like a Top Gun, we need like a lower decks.
Yeah.
for Star Wars. I mean, they've ripped off Star Trek before. Looking at you, Skeleton Crew.
There's a show I just watched like the first half of the first episode and just haven't gone back to rewatch.
Basically, Prodigy. There's some really weird looks when we were at the convention on Sunday. Talking about Prodigy, and I was like, it was a really weird choice for them to make Janeway the captain. I'm like, what? Why? I'm like, the Federation's largest war criminal as the head of a kids show? Yeah. And I got some very strange looks.
if I ever do like a Star Trek rewatch, to like try to go do it all, I think Voyager and Picard will probably be the hardest two for me to motivate myself to sit down and watch.
Yeah, I can't see myself going through Picard again, like ever. Which is a shame because there's some great performances in it.
They're right, like it's
But it's like by the end of the show, it's ignoring its own continuity. And it's just like fucking what? And if push comes to shove, and it always does with Picard, it's always the fucking Borg.
always.
All three fucking seasons.
And I felt like they were setting up with something interesting they could have been doing with the Tal Shiar and remnants of the Romulan
Yeah.
remnants. Yeah, I think after I watched it the one time, I think I had like the internal discussion with myself of if I want to do anything with any of the storylines they were trying to set up, I'll just go play those episodes in Star Trek Online, where I feel like I had a little more satisfying time with the story. Cristobal was probably my favorite new character in that. Captain Rios. I knew his first name. It took me a minute to lock in his last name. He was probably my favorite original creation character for that show.
I think the captain in season 3 might have been my favourite. Todd Stashwick's character. Because he was just not taking any of their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need that in a story. You just need someone not taking their shit.
Calvin says there's no chance of getting near the volcano's rim, but I spotted something weird. I'm going in for a closer look. Can't remember.
Is that the alien guy?
Can't remember if Calvin was the alien or the dude with the X-wing.
The dude with the X-wing is the alien.
Oh, then yeah, it's the alien guy.
Well, sorry, they're time travelers. Sorry.
It's an abandoned mobile mining drill, and it's broken into the magma chamber itself. Operation likely to destabilize the whole place. What has the mayor done? Well, the mayor's a cat. I thought we established this already.
No, the mayor's not a cat. The mayor's cat is missing. And the mayor has fled and changed his name. At least that's how I understand it.
I want to need Power Wash Simulator, the novelization. preferably an Audible. Now, who would narrate Power Wash Simulator with a novelization?
All right, center's done.
Nice. I'm trying to finish the entrance, everything labeled entrance, before I move on to the next section of wall, because we've graffitied the other two sides of the wall, and I don't want to quite do take the graffiti off just yet.
Yeah.
But these two side walls are fucking driving me nuts. Oh, let's go to entry and floor. Alright, so I have done all the stuff that says entrance, except the two side walls that are driving us both nuts.
We're thinking the force is to soap it.
I saw a thing came across one of my social feeds
Uh-huh.
today. It was a clip from Pete Davidson's little talk show he's got on Netflix now,
Uh-huh.
with him and John Cena.
Yeah.
He was complimenting John Cena on being like one of the most requested, most active Make-A-Wish
Make-A-Wish guys. Yeah.
Make-A-Wish guys, and then like Pete Davidson just made like this offhanded comments like, I tried doing it once and it like messed me up, but then it's just John Cena's response to it was, well, let's talk it out. It's a very difficult experience for someone to go do these things, knowing that you have to be a moment of positivity and be on for one of these kids. Not everyone can do it, and it just, the whole clip just ended up turning into a little bit of a therapy session of like listening to Pete Davidson talk about some of his own personal insecurities, and just John Cena there being in a therapist role for it, and it was just this very interesting, very sweet conversation between the two of them about it.
Still trying to fix the walls.
Yep. I noticed while I was doing this corner here that the entrance wall. Oh wait. Entrance wall goes all the way outside. So I must have missed a spot on the outside that I didn't realize.
I found it on this side. This side's done.
Thank you.
You found that over here yet?
No, not yet. Oh wait, I think I did. Nope.
Got it.
Thank you, sir. Alright. Time to start finishing up the outside walls here. Wangus for life. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Cat. And of course, the Wangus.
The Wang. You know what keeps putting me off? The blue stone has like some mottling in it. Makes it look dirty.
Yeah, I get that. Alright, we're going to try having the microphone unmuted so I can continue to converse, but I have an assistant now.
Uh-oh. Ever play games?
What was the other day I had to hold her? I was not had to hold her. I was holding her. I think it was an early morning and it wasn't time for breakfast yet.
Uh-huh.
And so I was just playing some XCOM, and I'm just holding her in my lap, and just one-handed playing some XCOM. It was just very funny. It's a very amusing sight. I mean, holding her with one hand and defending Earth from aliens with the other. I built the cybernetics lab. Don't know if I want to do the genetics lab to decide whether or not I want to try doing the psychic, right? I think that's how you unlock.
Well, if you don't have a psychic, you can't complete the game.
Oh, you have to have a psychic to complete the game? Okay.
If you're talking about the first one.
Yeah, Enemy Within is
Yeah. So
the
if you have to bring someone with some amount of psychic talent to the last level, basically.
all right. So I will work on unlocking that here soon. Then I did the cybernetics lab, and then I was like, aha! I can upgrade a couple of my people into cybernetic, and then it's like, no. Then you have to spend the money to put them in mech suits. It's like, no. I was unprepared for the extra budgeting for mech suits. This is called Power Wash Simulator. It's very calming. Except when Uncle Bob and Daddy can't seem to find that last little spot to clean the wall. And it drives us crazy. Sure. Go finish your book, and then come get her. But because it is very tricky for me to try to finish where I don't have a hand to move around my character with.
Just chill out, dude. Chill out and hold your kid.
I am. That's why I'm doing the lower half of all the stuff. I just can't Skyrim horse my way up to get the top half. So I'm gonna get as much done as I can. That I can one-handed.
The end of the world if we don't finish it in the next 30 minutes. Because we're not finishing this in the next 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, nope. You want to say something to the people? Nope. We're gonna play with Daddy's Pop Shield. Got it. She does babble a little bit when she feels like chatting, but when I leaned her closer to the microphone, she just reached out and started playing with the Pop Shield.
Playing with the pop shield, yeah. What did you expect, dude? They look like lollipops.
It does, and especially my microphone looks a lot like a freezer pop, like a popsicle. 'Cause it's just a cylinder with a dome top. Yeah. Fine. That's fine. Yeah. I apologize to everyone if there is a massive crash. It just means that somehow she has wiggled the boom off of the edge of my desk where it's clamped, and pulled my entire microphone system
Baby strength.
to the floor. And since the cable runs sort of tucked behind and under my keyboard, it means she brought the keyboard down with it. Yeah. Baby strength.
Baby would like to rage.
Well, if Baby takes after Mommy when it comes to TTRPGs, Baby probably will be a barbarian. Is it my turn? Rage and kick in the door. There is no door. Fine. Rage and hit whatever's nearest to me. But that's me. I'm the cleric. That's fine. You can heal yourself when you're done. So this once a month Fabula Ultima game that I'm playing in I have finally died or been knocked out in a fight,
Uh-huh.
which I'm surprised it took me 5 sessions, 6 sessions for that to happen. Where one of my core mechanics is I hurt myself, so I hit things harder. Um, but in uh, the session previous, we had sort of found like a tree spirit, um,
Mhm.
and because my character was the only character that sort of interacted directly with this tree, um, I have unlocked the ability to take, uh, for all intents and purposes, the summoner class as we know it from Final Fantasy XIV, more so
Mhm.
than anything else. Like during battle, I can summon a powerful spirit to come support me. Um, so I've been working with my friend who's the storyteller about how do I reconcile this shadowy hurt myself to hit harder with this tree of life spirit that I've sort of connected to and developed, unlocked this connection with that nobody else in the group has. And basically, we've come to the conclusion that I don't recover as easily from using my shadow abilities until I get to the point where I can actually unlock and use the class, the summoner class. Um, and then we'll probably work on maybe reflavoring some of the abilities from the Dark Knight to fit this Tree of Life summon that I have connected to. But that's probably not going to be until, Christmas at this rate. One session a month, and I have to get 6 more levels. Actually, I think 5 more levels. Yeah. You want to readjust? You want to readjust the pop shield so you can talk into just the pop shield? There you go. Now you can talk to the pop shield. Apologies, folks, for any loss of quality of my voice. As you can see, someone has decided that my pop shield is the more entertaining thing. Yeah. You say pop shield? No, you can't, because P sounds are very difficult for your tiny mouth. But we try. We try every day. We do some basic phonics, some basic sign language vocabulary, and a little bit of Spanish to support our sign language. Yes, we do. How's how's WoW running for you there, Bob? I saw you log in the other day. I was curious. Are you still doing uh, going for ahead of the curve on anything? I don't know where things are.
Yeah, we're doing the final push for ahead of the curve at the moment. I actually took like a 2 or 3 month break from raiding.
Oh yeah.
Actually, um, I had a bit of a disagreement with um, a couple of the people in the
Raid offices.
raid. I just how do I put this? How do I put this kindly? Um,
What's up? What's up?
oh,
Well, we just spit up
go
our
doing
afternoon.
these.
We spit up our afternoon tea all over Daddy's hands.
Oh no!
We might be getting a little on the fussy side. No, but go ahead. I'll mute
Yeah,
you
so
because
just a couple of people in the raid just talking non-stop. And when I brought it up to officers, they're like, we're hesitant to tell them to police themselves. So I just stopped raiding because it was just doing my brain in. And then I went back for the first time last night and was top healer. Which, considering they've got 8 weeks of gear on me, is really worrying.
yeah, it's distressing to say the least. Um, the only MMO I've
My
really
gear's my gear's actually really good. It's just they have more experience at the fights than I do at this point.
unfortunately I've only really been able to play Star Trek Online, but I'm hoping to find some rhythm and rhyme to my work schedule that I'll be able to get into a little Guild Wars 2, do a little Guild Wars 2 action here and there. Um, don't quite know if I've got the timing and the scheduling to want to get back into Final Fantasy or WoW right at the moment. Um, but
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
doing
sure. I'm sure we'll go back to Final Fantasy 14 when we're done with um power washing.
yeah. Um, I have been doing the Summer on Ryza event, trying to
Oh,
collect
that's on, is it?
yeah, trying to collect the lol nuts because
Oh,
the one of the costume pieces you can get is the British naval uniforms from the start of First Contact.
oh, really?
Yeah, you probably have enough lol nuts sitting in your bank
It's
to
fair. Yeah,
yeah, because I think it's 1,000 nuts for the costume.
I'll log in one day.
Uh, I have to go in and do the daily, so I'll check and screenshot and just throw you a Discord message or a Facebook message with a screenshot so you can see how much it
I'm
is.
not all that interested in those outfits. I'll be honest.
Oh, okay. I just
So I'm
thought it was
pretty sure the last time I logged in was during winter. So I'm probably not even in the guild anymore.
well. I don't think the 44th kicks people out. They just form new ones for people who create alts and expansion. But I just thought it was very. I thought it was very cool that it was that they were doing the British Navy uniforms. I might have to transfer some lol nuts to like my TOS human character, which I think is a Vulcan
Hmm.
character, to get the British uniform. So I don't really see a Bajoran officer running around in the British naval uniform. Worf wore it because that was the whole point of that scene in the movie, right? Was that they were on the HMS Enterprise for him to
Yeah.
snatch the hat off the gangplank. A decent job done on this one-handed. Yes, we did. Oh, great. Now, next alt I make. I've got a Thor running around in Diablo as a barbarian. What do we want to make Aurelia? I was cleaning up my characters on the Switch version of Diablo 3 because I was just looking for. Uh oh. I did. Hang on, folks. Apologies. I just want to make sure that Bob said that he had a thunderstorm rolling through his area, so I want to make sure that this was the internet doing him in and wasn't a hiccup. It doesn't look like it was a hiccup on our end. Um, so I'll just wait till I see a Facebook message from Bob or a text message from Bob here in a second. But no, I had mentioned earlier that uh, if this little one takes after her mommy when it comes to TTRPG, she's going to be barbarians kicking in doors and smashing faces. And my wife's favorite character was a barbarian named Thor. So in Diablo 3, whenever I tried playing my barbarian character in Diablo 3, has always been named Thor, and I always played the female version specifically for her. But now that we have this little one, we got to figure out what kind of race and class combinations Daddy's going to use in video games with her name. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Thunder God to the power. Alright, so Bob's not going to join us, which is probably a good call because it is 6:10. And as I mentioned, someone decided to spit up her afternoon tea all over me. So we're going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you so much for everyone for coming and checking us out. I know it's just the silly little power washing, but we did have some fun conversations talking about TV shows we've been enjoying and video game and gaming nonsense that we haven't had in the past couple of weeks. Please make sure you follow us on our socials where we post every time we're going live. It is summertime, and as I find some rhythm and rhyme to my work schedule and our life schedules, might be trying to find a little extra time. Yeah, a little extra time. Well, we'll have a little featured guest helping me out in something on stream. We'll see what happens. But our socials are over on Twitter or X. We are 321 Podcast. On Blue Sky, we are 321tv.bluesky.social. On Threads, we are at 321_TV.live. And on Mastodon, on the Mastodon.social server, we are at 321_TV. I have been really bad about uploading to the tubes of you, 321 capital Y, capital T. That is our bit.ly, bit.ly/321 capital Y, capital T. As soon as we sign off, I will go and make sure that I do whatever I can get uploaded tonight. Don't forget our merch shop, mostly drinkware because that is the kind of stuff Bob and I enjoy most. But we also have hoodies, basketball shorts, t-shirts, polo shirts, sweatpants, and then of course a whole line of fake Stanley wear. Here's one with my local GameStop sticker on it, wearing off sticker of the pie shop I used to work for, and then on the other side the school I work at. We have a bunch of those with our closing statement on there, our procrastinator line of drinkware, screw past me and tomorrow me can suck it, out there. And then of course the invention of iced tea, December 13th 1773, the tea in the sea. That was the date of the Boston Tea Party, when Americans decided hot tea was no longer the thing and iced tea was the thing of the future. So please check us out over there, 321-tv-shop.fourthwall.com, for all of that there. If you think we've gone through those links way too fast, and you just want to see what else is important to Bob and I, links is not the right command, Jordan. The right command is link. We do have a link tree where it has all of our socials, a link to our store, a link to our YouTube, Bob's Other Side podcast projects he does, Pancreatic Cancer Action Network for me, Namai, which is one of the charities Bob does a lot of work for, RPG Limit Break and whatnot. So a bunch of good stuff, great stuff out there for links there, and that is linktr.ee/321_TV. Linktree/321_TV. So we're going to send you off as we always do. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, and all those beyond that spectrum. In the words of the 16th president of these here United States, Abraham Lincoln, be excellent to each other. And party on, non-gender specific honorifics. And we will see you next time. Peace.